Hey guys, welcome to another stream. It's supposed to be a Tuesday stream, but actually today it's a Thursday stream because I wasn't feeling good. My back was hurting. I got a COVID shot. I just was down for the count on Tuesday, so I figured I'd switch over to today since nobody from HLI streams today. And I have to say, Troy, I apologize for saying hey Trow. I meant to spell your name right. And Mark, sounds good that you got issue 7. I just did an update or a speed order on the Ecto like they did for the Enterprise D at one point. I should have 4 months of issues showing up in the next few days, which will give me a lot to do while the Eaglemoss is having shipping issues with the Enterprise. I just noticed something, guys. Hang on. I had a screw fall out today while I was setting stuff up. Found it, and I need to fix it. But it's on the Cobra's neck. So tonight I'm going to be working on the rest of issue 9. I only did stages 31 and 32 last Tuesday because that's as far as I got in the 2-hour stream. I know most of you know I try to limit my streams to 2 hours. Wow, and I'll tell you what, White Glove, that is about normal for Eaglemoss. I hate to say it. I don't like their shipping policies. I don't like how the stuff works with them. I love their models though. When I did the DeLorean, I was stuck on issue 75 for 6 months. It took them that long before they sent me issue 75. I don't blame them. It's a little bit their distributors. It's a little bit COVID, but a lot it's their business model of we're going to sell it. We're going to stock up on a group of the earlier ones, which they didn't do on the Enterprise.
Please log in to the Google Home app.
My Google Home over there hasn't been logged in a long while. But what they do is from my perspective, they get a lot of people to subscribe and then they don't support the people. Times take forever and at time, yeah, absolutely. You know, if you can afford it, when they send out the email saying, you know, do a top up, this issue plus, you know, next issue plus 8 issues, it's either 4, 10, or 16, I think it is. Do it. You know, it gets it to you faster. It's a lot less frustrating. One thing I did early in the Enterprise build was I went to one issue 4 stages every week, because what they do is when they get them in, they only ship on, I believe it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. When they get them in, they start at the top of the list. Whoever is in the 4 issues. Yep, I know you did, Mark. What they do is when they get them in. So Tuesday they've got a bunch of issues that you need, but there's 5 other guys, and let's say they got 5 copies. 5 other guys whose name, I don't know how they select it, alphabetically, some random order, whatever it is. Even if you've been waiting longer, it doesn't matter because they'll ship them out to somebody else first and then you sit there longer. I've seen, you know, I've actually talked to customer service and they don't have anything where when you've been sitting there for 6 months waiting for issue 75 for sake of argument, they don't set it aside when it comes in for your name and ship it on Tuesday or Thursday. They just start at the top of the list and ship. There's no preference for how long you've been waiting or anything. So it's one of the things you got to live with when you do these part works. Like I said, I love the models, so I put up with it. It's just like right now the Fan Home, which used to be Agora is switching over to Fan Home. My Iron Man, they charged me over a month ago. I emailed them, and you know, after 3 weeks, and they said, yeah, wait another month and you should have it. So Agora's Van Home's usually pretty good, a lot better than that, or their old brand D'Agostini. Agora model so far has been the only one that hasn't really screwed up, and on issue 12 of the Terminator, I got the parts, I didn't get the magazine. So they're all a little screwy. But I don't think you guys are actually here to hear me flap at my gums about the part works and how they work and everything else. So let me switch cameras. And last week I had popped this in because, you know, it's not ready, it wasn't supposed to go in. I just wanted to see it in there. Got it popped back out. And like I said, the screw that popped out, that fell out today, was one of them for here, and it had collapsed that gap a little bit better. I've read things from Eaglemoss, I've read things from other people. According to what other people have heard from Eaglemoss, this gap will fix itself as it goes. So I'm going to set that aside because that's not the part I'm working on right away. And in case, I got my obligatory commercial for HLI. I do it every stream because they're really, really good boards. This is the HLI FX01, and you can see it is flashing. It has been sitting here since May. Had to think about it. Sitting here since May, unplugged a couple of times while I do tests on other things. It will be unplugged tonight when I test the lights on the panels I'm building. This is the FX02 for the Klingon Bird of Prey, and it's been sitting here. There's the disruptors, photon torpedo. It's been sitting here since I got it plugged in running. These boards are fantastic, well worth it. Link to the community. I don't think that, if I remember right, the community did not change its name, and you can get to their store through there by hitting the home button. I don't think the community changed the website after the major crash. I mean, I'm a member of the community. Kenny Conklin runs it. We lost everything in that crash. I mean, that's why today's, when I posted this, I already started it on YouTube, and I realized, wait a minute, I need to post this on, okay, it is same link, good. Thank you, Mark. I needed to post the link on HLI, and I'm like, wait, my page is not there anymore. So now it is. So, and if you guys can't tell, I'm a little bit amped up tonight because I spent 7 hours in a meeting today. It was a virtual meeting, but regardless, 7 hours in a meeting, and we start again tomorrow at 9 o'clock. It was not supposed to be a 2-day meeting, but it has turned into a 2-day meeting. So I'm a little bit, I don't know, like I said, amped up. So this is stage 33. In stage 33, this is, by the way, is plastic. You got one panel. This panel is right above the warp, or the, not the warp engines, the impulse engines. Reflector, LEDs. This is the window plate that's going to go onto the Cobra neck piece, and some BP screws. Exactly, Jalen. Good time to de-stress with the Enterprise. Maybe a little bit later tonight, work some more on my diorama for the Halloween group build. Those of you that saw that there's a couple of newer people, if you haven't, and a couple of you are subscribed, when you get your screws, thing to remember about the labeling. If it's a screw ending in a P, it goes into plastic. If it ends in M, it goes into metal. So the BP is going to be a screw that goes into plastic, and the piece of plastic it's going to go into is right here. No, I'm not going to use that. I was about to get my red towel out that I use so I don't scratch the model, but I'm not going to be sitting this down with the windows not glued in. Yes, anytime is a good time to de-stress with the Enterprise. The only problem is, Donnie, this is all the parts I have. I'm waiting on them, just like everybody else, for them to send more parts. So those of you who have not watched my stream before, I'm going to do something a little different than you may have seen on other streams. I don't think World of Wayne does this. I don't know how many people do this. I may be the only one. But I hate the way the windows will pop out of here. I actually, on camera, it was kind of funny. I flipped one of these things with 49 windows in it. And I found all but one. I know I need to know. I just ordered a whole bunch of Ghostbuster car parts. So Ghostbusters, actually, who was it? I don't remember who it was, but somebody said that I need to give the X-Wing some quality time. Need to give the Terminator some quality time, because both of those I have all the parts for. But I digress. So I flipped one of these things with like 49 windows in it, and the guys sat here and listened while I went and found 48 out of 49. Fortunately, they provide lots of spares. So first thing I'm going to do, and these are all the same part, and I think, yeah, Donnie, I think, got the stickers. These are the escape hatches for the D. Anybody who has not seen them before, see if I can get it to focus. Sorry about the strobing, but that's the only way I can get it to focus. And I forgot to switch cameras. It's really funny. There we go. Good focus on those. So those are the escape hatches, but it's really funny because my 1-year-old camera, this one here, strobes and has all kinds of issues, whereas my C615, which is like 8 years old, that's right. I always do that too. Mark's doing it, Donnie's not. Donnie wants mine. I said yesterday on the Discord that I was going to... Actually, I typed it in the chat of your stream yesterday, Kenny. But now Mark got the stickers and Donnie wants mine. But there's a mod that you can get stickers or rub-on decals, not water slide decals, to replace these. I think this is just fine. You think you're very forgetful. I forget whether it's Donnie or Mark who's doing the stream or doing the Enterprise. No, Mark, it's not Tuesday yet, unless it's next Tuesday. I'm ready for the weekend. I really am. So first thing I'm going to do is cut out all 6 of these, and let me see. Let me find the part from last week, because something interesting I caught on to. Never mind. It's got a reflector on it. Something interesting I caught on to last week was that, and it must be only on the metal ones, there's a spot for where when you cut the pieces off the sprue for the little tab to stick into on the metal ones. These tonight I'm going to sand, and I'm going to show anybody who has not seen it before a different method that I use to stick all of this stuff in, the windows and the escape hatches, simply because I fought with this. There was the one that I did 49 pieces, or had the 49 windows fly everywhere. I super glue them in as I'm putting them in. Probably, I don't know, I would say probably may not be the best method. Maybe the cause of some of mine sticking up a little bit, but it works really well for me. And if you decide to do this, I stole this idea from World of Wayne. Get a pin vise, cut the end off of a pin, and use that for gluing. I use that for things like these windows and the hatches, which don't have well-defined seams. if I have well-defined seams, I should get people that pay me to advertise them. I use this. It's a glue looper. Really awesome little tool. Pin vise does the pin in the pin vise does the same thing. Yeah, but Mark, you got that idea from me. Because you've been watching me. That's why you watch my build, is you want to know what problems I run into. Just a little bit of glue there. Actually, I think, Mark, you got the pin vise idea from World of Wayne just like I did. And I always look to make sure, and I was about to put these in the wrong way. Red stripe goes towards the outside of the ship, and these are not going to sit flush unless I file them. So I'm just filing off the barest little nub of plastic off of these. Maybe move forward. Just, I'm being careful not to cut too much because I don't want there to be any more light bleed than there already is. I'm still not sure how I'm going to fix that. I've read people use electrical tape, they use tulip. There are a lot of ways that people are fixing the light bleed, and I think if it was just working right, or went together right, it would be a whole lot better. Cool. Working on articles for the main site. I'm guessing that is pretty awesome, and I am glad to be your entertainment for the evening, Kenny. You know, I lost a sanding stick somewhere on this table the other day. I have no idea where. My wife is sneaking in very quietly and sneaking back out to give my grandson a Coke. Cool. I will try and have mine up by Friday, Kenny, or the pictures to you. Hey, bud, welcome to the stream. I will tell her hi, she left. Andrea has already snuck back out of the room. And speaking of my Halloween group build, just because, throw this in here. There's the fireplace, the wall. Carpet is done. I just need to add the people. Only reason I didn't worry about covering that spot on the pillow is that's where Pugsley's. Is it Pugsley? I forget if he's Adams or which one he is, but that's where the kids sit. Oh yeah, well Kenny, don't forget. I'm gonna put some light behind here. I'm putting light in the fireplace, and I'm lighting up the TV, and they're gonna be watching the Addams Family. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. That I'm having a lot of fun with that thing. So like I said before, let me make sure I've got the red stripe here, which that would be the number if I had the decals. That goes down towards the impulse engines. I need to make sure because there were some black plastic flecks hanging out on these as I was sanding them. I can't wait to get that done. I've done some concept testing, and it's going to look really good. I cut the screen out for the TV as well on there. Oh no, I've got a glass tabletop underneath here, and I thought I saw a crack in it. It was just a spot of black paint. Is it Opie Munster? It could be, but that just sounds odd. So now what I'm going to do is I touch the glue very sparingly to each corner. I think I need to add more glue because I think I don't have quite a big enough puddle of it there. That's right, Eddie Munster. I knew Opie was from Andy Griffith. Then he became Little Richie Cunningham. That's the only problem right there. What just happened is that it will sometimes pick up the part that you're trying to glue. So I'm going to go across the top, so hopefully it will not do that. And I'm pretty sparing on the glue when I do these, but you don't have to. As long as they stay flush, it's not going to be a big deal. Okay, so that's it's a trap. One of your nicknames as a kid was Opie. That's only because you. It's only because you grew up in the 70s, Kenny. If you'd have grown up in the aughts, it would have been Ron all the way, just like Omar calls you. And see if you see, these are not popping up now near as much as they were before because they're being held down in the front. I'm going to be dangerous here in a second and just see. Ooh, wait. That one's popped up. So let me put a little bit more glue on that one on the front. And so this should hopefully hold all the hatches in. If I did that without the glue, those things would all have fallen out. That's neat. Strawberry shortcake. Yeah. It's okay, Kenny. I will open myself up too. When I was a kid, my family had the most fun teasing me by calling me George. Because I was born on George Washington's birthday. And it pissed me off when they created President's Day and put Washington and Lincoln's birthday together because I used to get my birthday off every year. So I need 4 of these, so there's 4 of them. And I need 3 of the clear. I got 2 and I got 4. Okay, we'll take 1 off of the 4. Kids, hell, that was my parents that called me George. That's cool. Parents are supposed to, you know, parents, one of their jobs is to make sure that their kids need therapy. I firmly believe that. Oh, that's funny, Mark. That would be hilarious. You don't look like anything like Buttaducci, though, these days. So, don't need that. I just had to think about it. I've got a cabinet here with spare sprue, spare wood, because I do wooden models as well, and the clear trays that I now, since Spence convinced me, use for super glue instead of a piece of blue tape on the table, because the blue tape I somehow always manage to put my hand on top of it. That's funny. That is hilarious. I mean, like I said, you don't look like him at all these days. Okay. I cleaned up the table. I moved the tweezers. I put them in the box for the monsters. And you guys have seen, I will do this both ways. Sometimes I'll use the tweezers, sometimes they'll go in without them. That one actually fit really well. I'm going to put all 4 of the black ones in first. I don't remember who I saw that did a model of the partridge bus, Mark, but he just took a regular bus and did the pattern on it. Actually, I don't even think it was a regular bus. I think it was one of them 70 model kits, it was a hot rod model bus that he turned into the partridge bus. It was a pretty cool build. Saw it on YouTube. Let's see. Exactly. Kenny convinced me to clean up my desk over the weekend, and I cleaned it up before the Sunday stream, and now I can barely find anything. But at least I cleaned it up, so I have a pretty good idea of where stuff is. My wife knows better. She doesn't do any cleaning in my shop at all, because then I can never find anything. No, I don't have a bus in my stash. I think, Jalen, I think that's the model that I'm talking about. I think it was Dirk did it. Daisy didn't have a stroke. That is really cool. And speaking of pets, we got 4 axolotls now. And we got 3 of them at the same time. One of them, unfortunately, did not make it. He was really stressed, and I mean, they mail him, and they put him in a box, and they mail him. And so he ended up really stressed and didn't survive the night. But we have one that we've named Lucy, and it's pretty fair size and doing great. We have another one that we call Axel. He is a baby, and he's doing awesome. The other one we've got, my wife named him Murphy after one of our dogs. Murphy's still stressed, but we're hoping he'll be okay. Well, but fortunately, we literally got them 2 days ago, and the one that died yesterday. They are funky little animals, though. They're salamanders, but they're completely aquatic. They have gills that stick out of the top of their head. Apparently, people first started getting them as pets when they showed up on Minecraft. Hey, Two Talls. Welcome to the stream. Been a while since I saw you, I think. I'm not sure if you were here last week or not. Whoops. Don't want that. I don't know if you guys saw one of the clear ones just kind of is not locking in. This one right here. So let me push it back down. And I think that actually may be part of my problem on some of my panels. I may have to actually take some of them back apart and get the windows pushed further in. And just make sure I didn't. Okay. I accidentally hit the bottom side of the panel here. So that should lock them in. And like I said, this is exactly why I glue them in, because then I don't have to worry about them flipping all over the place while I'm installing this part. So first thing I got to do was let's get the light. Well, appreciate you stopping by. In case anybody's curious, my beverage of choice tonight is a half a shot of Jim Beam and a half a shot of Fireball, because that's what was left in the bottles, and Coke. A little bit strange, but it works. Been busy very last month. After this weekend, the off-season starts. Yeah, that's true. I forgot that you race. But that's cool. You know, I'll be here whether people show up or not, because I enjoy doing this. Okay. So there are a bunch of lugs on here. I'm just trying to figure out. Looks like these two. Oh, wait, I'm looking at it the wrong way. Okay, so these two lugs here and here, will go through these holes here and here. Yeah, but that was only one time. Hey, Dan, welcome. So those two lugs will go here and here. The middle one screw will go right there. Matter of fact, screw here, here, and here are the only ones that are going to be holding this in. Make sure. Sorry, I was pointing at the wrong one. This one, and this one are what's going to be holding this part together, and it will sandwich the window pieces in. Let me get 3 BP screws out. Before I put the first, right before I put the first one in, I'm just looking to see the yellow and black wire. This one here will go in right there, and you can see that little tab goes between the legs of the LED, and that's what is going to hold it in once the screw is in. So had it in there and it slipped out because I didn't get it pushed back down or pushed down. That's not going into the hole. I'm just looking at where this is actually going to be sitting. This is one that is going to bleed light pretty well, I think. I'm trying to put it in the wrong spot again. I had it, but I pulled back too far. Okay. Put this first screw right in front of it. Hey, Captain. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so this screw will go in here, and it will. These screws just tie the reflector down and hold the windows if they weren't super glued in place. I did do the first one according to the instructions a long time ago when I first started this, and the windows just kept falling out while I was doing it. That's why I super glue them. And that's in there just like that. That light will not go anywhere. Those of you who have been watching for a while know that my battery box, the lead came off of it. Someday I will put the lead back on because I think this is actually going to end up inside the model. I'm not at all impressed with the way they did the battery boxes for this thing, for the Enterprise. So let me turn down power supply to about 3. This is where Spencer, if he doesn't know, the first time he saw this, he freaked out because the lights stopped flashing on the FX01, and he was like, "What happened to the board?" It's because I decreased the power to where the board will not work. And when I turn it back up, it will probably not work then either. What I'll have to do is turn the power supply off and turn it back on. And it will work fine then. Like I said, I've been doing a burn-in test for Kenny on these for the last several months. Echo, turn off patio. So there you can see the 3 windows, and you can see a little bit on this black one here. This one here, right next to these 2, is supposed to be a fully black window, but you can see it's got some light bleed here. Still not sure how I'm going to do that. Was thinking about Tulip, but Tulip is too thick. I'm probably going to use just regular black paint and a needle to put it actually in there. Echo, turn on patio. So that's that on this one. This one is going to get set aside along just like the last several have because they're working in strange areas. They started from the ship putting panels on, and then have started just spread out and jumped around the ships in the last couple of issues. Put this away. Now when I turn this back up, like I said, Echo, turn off patio. You can see this one's stuck on, this one's on. These are doing weird things, and it's all because of the low voltage. When I turn it back off, when I turn it off, turn it back on, these ones start working. The blue and the green have always got a slight glow, and I've never been able to really see the very faint flickering on this one. But if you look back here, back behind, you can see how it's doing a really light pulsing. Eventually I'll put that into a bird of prey and should show up, because Spence said that works really well with a LED strip instead. And like I did earlier, photon torpedo and the disruptors. Hopefully someday Kenny will have disruptors that I can use for that. I'm spamming Kenny with my articles. Echo, turn on patio. Do it, Jalen.
Would you like me to play music now?
No. Do it, Jalen. Spam the site. I need to do that too with builds that I was working on before I ever met Kenny. So this is left over. It will go into this part of the cobra's neck. We'll move these out of the way and move on to stage 34. Yeah. I know, Kenny. I posted at least once. I posted the stream today. And I plan on posting reposting the progress on the monsters over the weekend. So in here we have another plastic part of the skin, reflector, 5 escape hatches to go along with the 5 holes. 1, 2, 3 harnesses with LEDs. Some CP screws, another reflector. This one's going to go behind here, or it should, I believe. Some BP screws, more clear lights, and some BM screws. And like I said earlier, M and P, the M will go into metal, the P will go into plastic. And for those of you that are new to watching my stream, what I'm doing right now is I always put I've got the screw box that came with this build. This thing, ungodly huge, stickers not put on there very well. I actually ended up with 2 of these. But I'm putting the screws into pre-labeled slots in there. I labeled them so that I knew which screw was where. And I've done that with the screws on all of my parts builds like this. It just makes it easier for me to find them when I need them. Plus, you don't end up losing any of the spares. Most of them come with, most of the issues you get will come with enough spares that you don't need to keep them. I do anyway. That's why that won't fit in there. I put the little board in on top of some screws, and I just saw, did not even realize I had these in view. More window parts. Oh, you're blind because of the reflection off the thing. Sorry. Okay. So, first thing it has me do is all these little windows again. And this is where a simple issue like this goes from taking what should be 10 to 15 minutes. This one has enough. That's probably going to be about 30 minutes putting windows in there. Which is why a lot of my enterprise streams end up running a full 2 hours. I think I did one stream that was 2.5 hours. You should buy an external hard drive. That way you always have them, Jalen. Or something. Right now I have, what is it? I was going to say cloud, but it's not cloud. It's OneDrive. So with my OneDrive, all my pictures ended up backed up on Microsoft, and they can see what I do. I'm okay with that. So, like I said earlier, sanding these little tabs off, probably overkill. I probably don't have to do that. And I know exactly when I'm going to end up buying that upgrade for the escape pods. The first time I put one of these in backwards, upside down, and glue it, I will be buying the mod so that I can fix it. Oh, wait. I wonder if Wayne's stuff was saved on the same server as HLI. I'm semi-confident that I'll never lose my stuff because it's backed up to the cloud, but it's backed up to the cloud from my computers. And yes, I did say computers because I have multiple. I've got let's see, I got this one, I got the one upstairs, I got the one in our movie room. Where did I put that piece of? Oh, there. I'm sitting here looking everywhere for this thing. You know what? It's time to get a new one. Because the nice little divots are starting to get full of dried glue. Oh no! He thought it was, oh, that's terrible. Because if World of Wayne has a ton of stuff. I watch his stuff all the time. That's where I get a lot of my tricks from. Like this, I mentioned him earlier. That's going to be tough for him to recover from. Actually, with the amount that he streams and the fact that he always does it, according to what he says, he's always doing it at like 6 o'clock. Well, he doesn't stream at 6 o'clock in the morning, but he does a lot of his just standalone videos. Although anything he has streamed or any videos he has uploaded, he should still be able to get back from YouTube. It's just any pics that he has. My pictures are all on my phone, the 2 computers, and in the cloud with Microsoft. Is my OneDrive is because I have a subscription to Microsoft Office. I finally buckled down and bought or am paying for a subscription for Office 2016. Yeah, the little intros and the graphics. I fully understand how long they take because I do a different setup for each model as I'm, each of my streams or each model as I build it, and it takes an hour and a half, 2 hours for me to find everything I want. I'm just letting this dry for right now. Okay. And those are nice and set in there. Should not fall out. Red stripe to the bottom. So now let me set this aside, and I need... Oh, wow. I should read this more often. It actually tells me which side to put the red lines on. So I need 19 clear and 9 dark windows. So I'm going to start with these spare ones that have been sitting around for a while. There's 1, 2. I should count each one of them just so you guys have to listen to me. I'm just looking. I do this, guys, so that I end up with full sprues of these windows. I don't know that I'll ever use them for anything, but I might. There's 10. I guess I should have saved one of those single ones because I'm going to end up with one with one. The camera just... Yeah, I don't have a camera. Well, I have the webcams. I have a holder for it. It's actually designed to hold a camera. Remind me before I end the stream, bud, and I will pull it out and bring it over and show you what it looks like. Because right now I'm not using the phone camera because I'm not using Droid Cam. I may eventually go back to Droid Cam, but for right now, for streams especially, because it was getting really funky, I haven't used Droid Cam in a while. The nice thing about using your phone is that you can go other places where you can't go with your webcam, like across the room here. Yeah, I hear you there. I've actually posted, not to the forums, but I've posted some pictures from my phone, and it is a pain. Let's see. But yeah, if you set up a OneDrive, and the OneDrive, I don't remember the exact amount, but I think it's like 100 gigabytes or something like that you can do a free on OneDrive. So that what happens then is they're backed up to the cloud through Microsoft, and as soon as I take a picture on my phone, I may have to remind it to sync. But within a couple minutes, the pictures are on my computers, and I can upload them from there. Yeah? It is easier to get when your phone is in landscape rather than portrait. Do it, bud. The more the merrier, man. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. And in case anybody cares, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, if I'm going to do anything special or not. My 1-year anniversary on YouTube is coming up next month. My first video, which was the Terminator, will be a year old on the 3rd. 3. I may have screwed up. This says left and right. These may not be normal size. They are not. These are different sized. Whoops. Hopefully I'll find them in the clear. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Actually, I do it this way. So I need 9 of these black ones. There's 8 on this one here. And I'm pretty sure if those clear ones were not the same, I will find them pretty quickly because they won't fit. So was there 8? No, there should be 2, 4, 6, 7. This is number 8. And number 9 will come off of here. Western Digital, external hard drives, and 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte. Wow. That's something I should do too, is I should start backing up my stuff, because Lord knows I have a ton of pictures. Okay, so let me start with the clears. And slowly but surely put these in. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is what I've done like I've done before. Earlier when I did all of them and then glued, I do that sometimes, but that was with a low window count. On here, with as many windows as there are, I'm going to finish a row and then glue. If I can get even 1 row to go in there. Some nights these things just pop in, other nights they're like, yeah, no, we're not playing nice tonight. You know what? I think I'm leaving that one for right now. Where'd you go? There you are. I know you're a spare. Yep. Found them. These are the 2 that were supposed to be different. They have an R and an L on them. Too small to be able to read. No, well, not too small to be able to read, too small to be able to see them on the camera. That's why they weren't fitting in right. That one. Hey Spence, I was talking bad about you earlier. About how you panic when you see the HLI FX01 not work right while I'm playing with voltages. I'll do that again for you too, just so that you can go, what's going on? Actually, I don't think you panic about it anymore. I think you've seen it enough times. You're like, okay, yeah, he's playing with voltage. So 3 in a row. Oops. I know it's somewhere here. I think that it's this one that just dropped but under my fingers. But if I need it, I've got plenty of spares. One dark. Two more light. Oh, and watching the grapevine about builds and stuff like that, apparently they're getting closer to releasing the Eaglemoss Titanic. It's going to be metal, have lights, and it's going to be about the same size, or it is the same size as the 1/200 because it's a 1/200 scale. As a Titanic buff, I will probably get it, but I will still finish my 1/200 scale Titanic, which needs to come back from Shelf's Queen status. I was waiting for parts, which I finally got in like April-May time frame, and I never went back to the kit yet. Let's see. The Sensinator, yes. You're going to rob a bank and get new. Okay, good luck with that, Kenny. Arduino stuff, I would talk. White Glove, I would talk with Donnie. He does some Arduino, and Spence does a lot of Arduino, I believe. I don't do Arduino yet. I want the Batmobile too. I cannot wait until the Batmobile comes out. I will be getting from Agora though. I'm not sure how soon, but I will be subscribing to the London bus. Yes, buy HLI. HLI is worth the money. And they have the best warranty in the business. So let me grab these so that they don't pop up. Be careful not to run the glue too far down and glue myself to the model. I have done that. As a matter of fact, on a different model that I'm working on, I did that today. And what I'm doing is I'm getting enough glue to the top of these things that it's flowing down over the bottom. Doesn't need a lot. And mostly it's in the corners just to hold it. You know, it just has to truly hold it until I put the reflector on it. And as I've gotten more skilled with this, I'm making sure that they're staying down because I've got some that I'm sure that have popped up. You did get the Titanic, or you're pre-ordered for it, Mark? Because I don't think the Titanic's released yet. And oh, you're getting the fire department. That's cool. That is very cool. Yeah, I'm pre-ordered on the Titanic as well. Still not sure. I go back and forth on whether I want to get the Titanic because that's going to be the second Titanic I have of that size, and it's going to be interesting to find a place to put it. Once they actually release it and they have the video and everything, I'll look into it more, because right now my plastic one, I've got a light and sound board for it from Magic Scale Modeling, and it has, it's got sounds. It's got a lot of sounds. If you look back on like my first or second Titanic video, it's on there. And I'll tell you, White Glove, I have yet to get commission work. Thought about it, but I'm not going to chase it. I had people that I worked with several years back. One of them wanted a Keaton Batmobile, and I told him, you come up with a kit, and we'll talk price. He never came up with a kit. I had somebody offer me, like, I don't remember, it was maybe $150 for the 350 Titanic I built. And I looked at him and I said, you don't know how much of my life went into that thing. Because it took me 8 months to build it. It was my first finished model in 20-something years. It was my first ever lit kit. And I believe, yep, it's up above me. It's got, since we moved almost 3 years ago, it has a couple of pieces that need to be fixed, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And I need to change it over from batteries to putting a wall wart plug on it. But it still has a very near and dear spot in my heart for 2 reasons. My wife saw me looking at it one time, and it just showed up, and she gave it to me, and I was like, she said that, I saw you looking at it, so I figured I'd get it for you. Like I said, that's the first lit model I ever did. I know it was, Mark. I remember I posted many pictures. We almost got Donnie, but his willpower kicked in, and so he didn't pre-order any of it yet, or order any of it. But we will get him to buy something. Yeah, it's like Mark said, they bill you once a month, or truthfully, they bill you when they have your parts in and they're going to ship. Not when they ship, they bill you a couple of days before, but it's a once a month billing unless you up the number of times a month they ship, or the period. I at one point was getting the Enterprise parts. I was getting one issue which has 5 or 4 stages in it every week. That was when the stimulus checks came out. That's where my stimulus checks went. This is a stimulus check, by the way. My stimulus check went to Partworks because I had the Enterprise and the Ghostbusters car both going once a week. Enterprise, though, had I switched, left it at once a week, it would have dropped anyway. Let's see. So it can be any time of the month, but I just parts and they ship it to you. Yes, It's any time in the month, and what you can do, you can call them whenever you want. Like I said, and I'm sorry guys, I'm almost off camera here. You just go to their website and look, and actually the easiest way to find the website is to search Google Build the Enterprise D, and all the details will be there. I'm not rich. I'm just, truthfully, it's not that I'm rich. It's that I have kids that have all moved out. And I'm very close to retirement. And so, we've worked our way to where we are. And I'm not rich, but I'm doing okay. I may have screwed up on my windows here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, sometimes when you read, you find out something good. Sometimes 1, 2, 3. Yeah. They said to do 9 dark windows, it's only needed 8. Oh, is it Tuesdays and Fridays? I thought it was Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, it depends on how you look at it, bud. I retired, first retirement from the Air Force in 2011. I'm retiring permanent and full retired in another 5 years. 5 years, 2 months, 3 months, something like that. Very close to second retirement. Ah, there's why. There's why. Because they miscounted too. I'm just going to go back again and count, comparing what I've put in to what they show. So this one here, I'm short one clear. Short one clear, and I have one extra black one following the picture, and I'm going to follow the picture rather than the verbiage that says gives me one extra black one there. I retired, and according to the VA, I am 80% disabled. And I'm not going to argue with them because they pay me money for it. And I will retire from the Air Force for the second time, like I said, in 5 years. And at that point, I will have 40 years in and out of uniform in the Air Force. Actually, let me turn this around the other way, because I'm sticking to those. Very close to being done with Windows for tonight. Damn it, that one popped out. Oops, there went my PG rating. Those popped out too, damn it. At least I haven't thrown out any F-bombs. Eric, who I think he said was going to be lurking. I don't know if he still is. He doesn't throw them out in his videos, but he does throw them out on Discord. Oh, we all do, actually. Yeah, Troy, but the problem is, can he lay his wood? I lay windows, absolutely. And actually, Troy, the windows that popped out were not yet glued. And Jalen, it's getting too late in the year. The weather is not conducive to naked streams. Although I was not naked, I was wearing shorts. I just had my shirt off. Did not realize that I was in camera. Okay, let me let that sit. Cool. Actually, for the JJ prize, I'm probably going to use one of the, when I get to it, unless they've already built one, done one, I'm going to use one of the aircraft boards. I heard that. I heard that Kelly didn't mind. So let me see. And again, now they're all in there and they're staying. And anybody, if anybody's curious, the reason I'm not worried about the CA fogging the clear plastic is because I don't want it to be really to the list. I don't want it to be completely clear so you can actually see through it. So, Spencer, what list is White Gloves on? I'm curious. You've piqued my interest. Okay. Oh, I was like, that one shot away, and I was thinking that one was, I knocked it out of here, but it's not. That was the spare one. So I need 2 BP screws and one of these, which is 34G. Use the Justin Evans light, and I could $200 for full light. Wow! I don't spend that kind of money on lights. The most I've spent on a light kit, an actual aftermarket light kit, if you don't count the Titanic, because my Titanic aftermarket light kit was $300 or something like that. But for an Enterprise on my NX01, I spent $50 through Monsters in Motion. I am not endorsing them. So, screw holes, lugs here, and the lugs for the screw holes. These lugs here will actually attach it to the frame. Oh, I'm serious. You said it is on the list. I thought you said he was on the list. Sorry, Spence. I was confused. So lay that in there. Once again, there's a pin further up inside here to hold this one. This one is not going to be as secure. Get the screws. This one's not going to be as secure because of where the screws are. The screws are up here, the LED's back here. This one could come out. It's also part of the reason I started gluing the windows down, because with these two screws on the close to the forward edge, I could lose windows. They could pop loose. Yeah, hopefully, as the global situation calms down. Let's see. The Mobius and Dollhouse Spindrift. I happen to have one of those. And I think existing boards from HLI would probably do well. Okay, so here we go again, cranking this down to about 3 volts. Of course, it would help if I was using the coarse knob, not the I'm using the wrong one. I was using the fine knob first, then now I'm using coarse. Uh-oh. Yeah, we all want to be an admiral on HLI, bud. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but what I've got set up here so that I can run power to something outside of the breadboard is I've actually got these leads running off the breadboard. 3.7, a little bit higher than the last time. Okay, it is lighting. Echo, turn off patio. In a darkened room, that's not going to be bad, but that's the problem is with it, in a darkened room, that's when I'm going to get all the light leaks. Let's see. What? Matt broke the boards. Damn it, Matt. It's going to take 1 million points. So, that works. Let me go ahead and disconnect this. I always have to be careful, keep these separated, otherwise I don't want to burn out my power supply. Come on, Spence. You're supposed to panic, Spence. FX01 is screwed up right now. And again, I'll demonstrate that the software in the boards, all you have to do, I've never tried this, let me see. Yeah, all you have to do, because the software has lost its mind because the power went so far down, all you have to do is turn off power, let it drain off the power, and turn the power back on. By the way, Spence, first time tonight. Let me see, make sure. Thanks, bud. 25 days out here. So, Spence, best way I've found, because I've never really saw the flicker from the engine light on the Klingon Bird of Prey. But if you take it down, I can't see it here still. But if you take it down into a dark light, you can see it back here. Back here you can see how it's ramping up and down. And again, disruptors, photon torpedo. I need to build a bird of prey soon. You're too tired to panic. Echo, turn on patio. Oh, that's bright. It wasn't quite as dark as it is now when I did that earlier. Dirk has always done that though. Since he got on HLI, he posts like a madman. Okay, so what's left? Bringing this puppy back over, and this time I will. Let me get the glue out of the way. This time I will leave the red cloth out here because this has got to flip over, and I do this just because I don't want to scratch any of the paint. I believe it. Wait. Yeah, and I didn't, it's not that I didn't believe you, it's that I didn't see it until like tonight. It was the first time I saw that it was ramping up and down. That is an awesome effect you guys put in there. Okay, so the first thing to put in, I have to put in here, is the windows from part 33. You'll see there's smaller windows here, bigger batches. There's a couple of holes. Oops. One strip down here, whole bunch of windows, a couple of holes down here, one up here to fit these lugs. Let me move this up a little bit further. And so the screw holes or the lugs go through the window. And somebody said something. No, it wasn't you, White Glove. It was Matt. We always blame it on Matt. We used to blame everything on Spencer, but Matt happened to be the person in the wrong place at the wrong time. I know, and you've heard me say it, Mark. Why my opinion? Why they did it this way is to give you more stuff to do, so you feel like you're getting your money's worth because you have to. It takes so long to do the model. So I'm looking, yeah. So these two windows that were just kind of hanging out last time I worked on this go to the top and the bottom, and they're both red and blue. Isn't that cute? Usually they do a color coordination, so you know which is which, but this time it shows in the picture. Let me rotate this. Shows in the picture the one coming through the top here goes to the outside, the one coming from the bottom goes to the lower part. So let me lay this on here and see if I can get this one to stay in place. Just because the shape of this, once it's on there, it does not want to move. Every now and then I contemplate gluing the LEDs in. That way they don't pop out while I'm working with something else. This one should be okay once it's on there. This one on the bottom does not have anything, a post to hold it in place. Oh, okay, the post, instead of being on the reflector, is on the clear part. So in there like that. Let's see. Fighting with your skeleton, not liking the paintwork I'm doing. Busy work with windows. I have not yet done the warp nacelles. Eventually, I get nervous about the warp, about painting over the clear warp nacelles, but I'm fortunate that I have two of them. So eventually I will do them. And I will do that painting off camera and then come back and show the results. So I need 3 CP screws. Let's see if I can get the LEDs to stay while I get the screw lined up. LEDs are staying. It's the reflector that's not. Okay, the bottom LED tried to get away. Cool. So Mark, what'd you do? You did a light airbrushing of a copper on there, right? Onto your nacelles? Okay. And if I remember right, you said you did craft, so I'll have to give that a try because I've got craft. And like I said, I've also got... Really? TTTF. I'm not sure what TTTF is. You mean Back to the Future car. I did build the Back to the Future car, and I am building the Ghostbusters. Light coated copper metallic, I don't know. Plan on stripping them. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to do a light coat of copper over top of it. So, Troy, on the replacement part for the nacelle, are they making the making it a single piece? Because the fact that it's got three splits in it or two splits in it is kind of irritating to me. Okay, I'm looking. I just kind of shoved the wiring back in here. Like we did last Tuesday, I did look ahead, and it does say that when I fitted in there last week, it was exactly the way it was supposed to go in. Making sure, this is for you, Mark, making sure that you get this clear piece behind these windows, which the clear piece behind those windows is really cool so that you can light those windows up, except for those windows are black. And so there's no lighting them. Pop that in there like that. And I missed the tab at the very front. This was a little nerve-wracking earlier when I had to pull this out too. Because I don't want to scratch the paint, don't want to break anything. And the screws are actually already loose. So there's a little tab up here in the front that I missed. Getting it inside where it's supposed to be. That's in, that's in. Now I just got to pop it back under here. First things first, let me tighten these back down. This front one I could probably leave because I'm going to have to do the same thing on the other side. Alright, both sets work grills. Yeah, that's actually, I ended up with 2 warp grills right at the beginning because at one point I had 3 subscriptions. And actually, White Glove, I don't blame you. I never checked the D'Agostini sites at all. No, it actually says to loosen all 5. I only loosened the 3 on this side. And it does point out in the instructions, right there, that little tab that it was causing a little bit of grief. So let me get 3 BM screws. I love the way they did this because there's going to be a plastic part that's just going to clip over top of where I'm putting these screws right now. Here, let me show you. There's going to be a plastic part that just clips over top of that to completely hide those screws. Hey, Leprechaun, how you doing tonight? Welcome. And being late is never a bad thing because it's you can watch the rerun. Oh, did you? I have to go back and watch that. Did it last week. Was working on this part, same part last week. But now it's finished, the part that I'm doing right now, bud.
No, hold on. Leave it.
Okay. Of course, dopey me, it says to put these wires in before closing this up.
Leave it. Apollo.
There are two. Might have to take it back out, maybe. Very gently move wires around. Or yank them for all they're worth. Make sure I got this in the right way. There are two plugs right in here that these two remaining wires go into. I should be able to get them in there without any issue. Without any bent pins, broken boards, curved spines. And this right here is this one I'm working on right now is literally underneath that panel. That's why they said to do that first. But I look at pictures and I just go. That one's on. As long as it lights, who cares whether I did it in the right order or not. Okay, this one I got to pull the wire out of the way a little bit. I have to say, and they're doing the same thing on the Iron Man. Multiple power supplies I'm not really impressed with. X-Wing coming back, haven't yet. Keep an eye on Fan Home. So, last thing. Oh, thud. It's getting a little bit heavy on one side. So that is all the lights on. Echo, turn off patio. And there you can see them. This, I'm pretty sure, is going to pinch closed a little bit better. Hopefully, or the saucer actually sitting over top of that. If not, I'll putty it eventually. Same on this side. This side is actually up a little bit because that screw was loose earlier. It may be stripped. I may have to take it out and put a larger one. And then the impulse lights, the impulse engines. That light was flashing away. Said that. Echo, turn on patio. So that's that. Let me see. I think that is the end of. Damn it. I hate it when that happens. So I saved these books. I ended up with a little bit of super glue on here because of where I put my tubes while I set them in there to be upright. So that is it for tonight. Except, let me move this out of the way. Close the box so I don't, it would be terrible to have screws flying everywhere. If I can get this thing closed. Oh, I got a wire sticking up here, which is blocking the lid from closing all the way on the screw box. Because I'm going to show you guys what I was talking about with the panels, if I can get this thing to close. Okay, let me turn this over. I agree. They were not going to really. I did not know that they were not going to do a repop of the X-Wing. So let me pull this beast over. I looked a little bit earlier tonight and grabbed the other parts. And there's also this one that they've never told me to put any windows into. So like this one here, I looked at it and it should go right about here, I think. That one should go there. This one, being the impulse engine, is going to go back here somewhere. So these two. I think this goes over in this area. And this one, 16, is going to go back behind that. But I agree, Donnie, must have more enterprise, but can only do what I can do. So pretty soon, I'm pretty sure they're going to start filling in the rest of this. As a matter of fact, this right here.
Let me know when you're done. Text me.
Yep. Babe? 10 minutes at most.
Before you start, just text me.
Okay. This part is going to pop in right here. They still need to do the front edge here. And actually, these are up farther than they should be. These are front edge pieces. I expect to start getting a lot more pieces of the hull. And it'll be done, you know, the saucer, I think, gets filled in pretty quick by like, what is this? Is issue 9. I want to say by issue 10 or 15, or not 10. By issue 15, it should probably be a full top of the saucer. So, I appreciate you guys stopping by. That's all I've got for tonight. Not sure if it's going to be the next Tuesday, or if it's going to be the X-Wing or the T800. Depends on my mood, depends on how things go. I think I want to do the T800 because I've had the parts for it for the longest time. I want to get the X-Wing done as well, and so I'm going to do a binge on either the X-Wing, the T800, or the Ghostbuster car. Oh, they did nothing with the blue section. Okay. Thanks, Kenny. Yes, smash the like button. And I'm glad you guys stopped by. I'm glad you guys have a good time, because I have a good time doing that. Like I said, smash the like button, subscribe so you can, subscribe, or you don't have to. I'm on every Tuesday. Tonight's Thursday, I know. I'm on every Tuesday doing this at 6 Central Time in the United States. Glad to have you. Glad to chat. I enjoy this. I enjoy the fact that you guys get a kick out of watching it. So I'm going to call it a stream. Have a great evening. Have a great tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, and take care of your family. I'll talk to you later.